Good morning, everybody. Hi, it's Lee. It's your friend, and we are here bringing you Be Encouraged. I hope that you will be encouraged today. We are talking about a couple different things. One of the things that I was wanted to talk about is it just came up actually on this. I wanted to read to you something to kind of set the tone, and let me see if I can bring it over to here and minimize it so that I can read it and still be with you guys. Here we go. Okay, so um, here we go. It's a little long, but be patient and take the time and enjoy. In a mother's womb, there were two babies. One asked the other, "Do you believe in life after delivery?" The other replied, "Why, of course. There has to be something after delivery. Maybe we are here to prepare ourselves for what we will be later." "Nonsense," said the first. "There is no life after delivery. What kind of life would that be?" The second said, "I don't know, but there will be more light than here. Maybe we will walk with our legs and eat with our mouths. Maybe we will have other senses that we can't understand now." The first replied, "That is absurd. Walking is impossible. And eating with our mouths, ridiculous. The umbilical cord supplies nutrition and everything we need. But the umbilical cord is so short, life after delivery is to be logically excluded." The second insisted, "Well, I think that there is something. Let me see something. Hold on. Okay, so the second said, "Well, I think there is something, and maybe it's different than it is here. Maybe we won't need this physical cord anymore." The first replied, "Nonsense. And moreover, if there is life, then why has no one ever come back from there? Delivery is the end of life, and in the after delivery, there is nothing but darkness and silence and oblivion. It takes us nowhere." "Well, I don't know," said the second, "but certainly we will meet Mother, and she will take care of us." The first replied, "Mother? You actually believe in Mother? That's laughable. If Mother exists, then where is she now?" The second said, "She is all around us. We are surrounded by her. We are of her. It is in her that we live. Without her, this world would not and could not exist." Said the first, "Well, I don't see her, so it is only logical that she doesn't exist." To which the second replied, "Sometimes when you're in silence and you focus and listen, you can perceive her presence and you can hear her loving voice calling down from above." Hmm. Maybe this was one of the best explanations of the concept of God. The concept. Anyway, so I thought that was kind of cool this morning. Kind of perked up my my daily endeavors and what I foresee being one of my endeavors, and that's one of them is talking to you guys and saying hello and God bless you and how are you and is everything cool. I also want you guys to remember to tune in today from 11 to 2 for the radio show. I'll be playing some good music and we'll having some chats and talks and we'll have some fun stuff going on. So I hope you enjoyed that little story. I got a comment from David Ing. Hello, David Ing. Good morning to you, sir. Happy day to you. Not birthday, but day, because it's a nice day. So if you guys have any comments, you can put those in wherever you're watching this. You can put in a comment and it'll come to me and we can discuss it. One of the things I wanted to discuss today was how should we as people of faith react to, and I was hoping that Dan Morgan would be on with me this morning, but he's in working with a parishioner, so he's not been able to do that. But I was curious to know, how do we, as faithful people, take dire situations or sad situations? How should we approach them? How should we deal with them? I think the first thing that we should do every day when we get up to prepare ourselves for the day is to invite God in to lead. And of course, throughout the day, you're going to take away the lead and do things your own way and what you want to do. Of course, we'd be better off if we just let him lead. But excuse me, I don't know who has the ability to do that. Perhaps besides some monks up in a monastery somewhere on the side of a mountain. That's the only people I can think of. But however, it's funny because I think about that and I think, but what are they doing besides? I mean, they're praying for the world, they're praying for people, and that's good. But we need love is a verb, as they say, as the old DC Talk guys say. Love is a verb. So if we're called to love each other and love one another, then we need to get in the mix. There's lots of craziness going on in the world. Last night in Portland, or the night before, whenever the 25th, that was last night. In other parts of the country, there was lots of unrest. That's the best word I can use, unrest. And, this is not a majority of people that are out in this unrest. So if the majority went out also with love in heart and kindness and all that, I think they would overwhelm the ache, the anger, the sadness, the mayhem. There would be a place where people would all of a sudden understand that love is a verb, and you go out and you show love to people, even if it's just a smile. That can be such a powerful thing in in and of itself. A touch, some hand on the shoulder, and I'm with you. A hug, a handshake, even. And just to hold someone's hand. It doesn't have to be. It's not necessarily romantic. It's just showing somebody that you're on the same page. You're on the same team. Put your arm around somebody's shoulder and tell them that the world is there for the taking. It's there, and it's there for us to go out and be honorable, faithful, loving, caring, kind, compassionate people. And, we have a new directive that we're going to be starting here at MoreJoy. And we'll release it soon, but it's going to be something I hope that we can push across all bounds and places and people and types and ethnicities and cultures, that we can reach out, because I think it is something that is absolutely overall things. It encompasses everything. And that's why we want to try and do our best to reach out and speak to people in a kind and caring, loving manner. We want to reach out, of course, to our family members. That's, sometimes I've seen this happen with people who feel very evangelical. They feel like they need to get God's word out there, and they're so focused on saving other people that they leave their families kind of in a barren place, a place that the families are sad. They don't have that person with them, whether it be mom or dad or son or daughter. Somebody gets the bite and wants to go and share the awesomeness that they feel, and they're not doing that with their own family. That I've seen this on occasion when people are not sure why that person is such a loving person to everybody else but them. And that's sad when you see that. And I gotta tell you that coming to work every day, I'd rather be home loving on my kids and my wife, but she got to go to work, and the kids have classes and school, and so that's one of the I guess kind of one of the reasons that I come in here, is because I would be lonely if I was at home. So I come in here and talk to you guys and try and boost your spirits and lift you up and encourage you. And that's kind of a call in my life too, but I definitely don't want to forget who's at home and who needs encouragement there. And I try to do my best there. I fail miserably sometimes, but I do my best, and I try. Well, I do as well as I can. And I'm getting this whisper in the ear saying, "No, you don't." So I will make an effort to do better than I have been doing. And that's why I talk about things like this, so that I can check myself, and I check your heart, as John Chris says. I just make sure when I talk about things like this that I'm actually staying on top of what I believe and what I wish for everybody to understand and be part of. And I'll be right back after this. So we're going to make a quick little commercial for everybody to see. Okay, so a little bit about what we're doing, and if you're interested in working in radio and or video, hit us up here. Our number here is 571-723-8494. Yeah, text me and let me know that you're interested, and if we have the ability to bring you in, and that would be fine if you're all about doing that. So, there's lots of different parameters, but we'll talk about that. We'll get that straightened out. So what do we do as faithful people when the crap hits the fan, as it were? Do we freak out with everybody else? It's easy to say no. For me, I feel like I don't. I mean, I've been in situations where bad situations, car accidents that have occurred, that I've been the first on the scene, and situations where people just fall out. That's happened to me a couple of times, and I just immediately know from training, and I've taken CPR and the AED and other first aid, advanced first aid when I was in Boy Scouts. I took a long time ago, but I've kept on top of the latest things. And I just approach everything with a pretty calm and cool mind. Even on my own injuries, I don't freak out. I just go, dang it, and just kind of chill and assess the situation. And that's the most important thing, is assess what's going on and then come up with solutions to what's happening. And mostly the solution, for instance, accidents and things like that, is call 911. But a lot of people don't think to do that. They jump in there to try and help, see who's hurting, whatever. And really, they should have taken the second to call 911 and get what I call the real professionals en route to help these people, the people who are involved in whatever accident has occurred. Not necessarily automobile accidents. I've seen accidents where people have been hit by lightning. There's been a few, mostly automobile, but there's been a few other accidents of someone dislocating their knee when they were stretching. And, what do you do in those situations? Well, you try and get the professionals there as fast as you can. And if you happen to have some training, then obviously you want to implore them. No, what's the word? You want to imply. I don't know the word is. I am drawing a big blank. You want to make that happen. For instance, if someone is bleeding, you want to put pressure on the wound. You just want to stand back and go, oh my God, blood, freaking out things. You got to focus. And, that's where it takes. It's funny that I say that because I'm so ADHD, but I can hyper focus on things. And I think a lot of people with ADHD can. And when it comes down to a situation of an emergency situation, I can hyper focus in on solutions and what it is, the checklist that I need to go over to assess a situation and troubleshoot what's happening, so that I can possibly bring some expertise in to solve an issue. But I will tell you, through all of it, that one of the things that I try to do is I try to immediately. Well, it's funny because I feel like I have an open line of communication with God throughout the day. And I try to start my day with a good morning and an opening prayer. And then I close that same prayer I started in the morning. I try to remember to close it at night when I go to bed. And it's a good thought. I don't always consciously think about it, but I think in most cases, I've had the ability to just, I have a running conversation throughout the day. I just kind of speak to him and I feel like I get answers, nothing audible. He doesn't say, that's right, Lee, go buy Pepsi. Of course, he would never say that because he likes Coke. So, yeah, anyway, there's my friend Tora Arsala joining in. And it's got, this is definitely going to be comments from, and then happy Wednesday, want me to come on. No, that's okay, Tora. I appreciate it. Well, actually, we can bring Tora on to talk a little bit about his shows, and that'll be exciting. Let me send him a little invite so he can come on and talk with me about what he's doing with with him and his shows that he's got going on. He's had a couple of nice guests on his show, which has been very cool. And we'll talk to him a little bit about that. He's got 3 shows: a sports show, a community show, and a politics show. Sports and community shows are what we're all about here at MoreJoy also, but we don't do politics, so we don't have the politics show. And so therefore, if you want to talk politics or hear politics, you tune into Tora Arsala. Tora Arsala. That's the man. Here he is. Good morning, Tora. How are you?
I'm well. How are you, Lee?
Still wearing some red. You always have some red on somehow.
You know what? What is it with me wearing red? I like red. It's my favorite color.
Well, they talk about red states and blue states, and I know that you typically are a blue stater, but you just like that red, so that's cool. But anyway, it's just something I do to tease you a little bit. That's okay.
Good.
Talking about your shows, you have a sports show, a community show, and a politics show, right?
Yeah, it's been great. We had some great guests on yesterday. We had Lee Baltzer, who was a puppeteer, was on my community show last night to talk about her work in the community. And then I also had some wonderful. Just this past Monday, I had Senator Chap Peterson on my political show. So that was
Virginia Senator.
Yeah, it was great to see Senator Chap Peterson on my show. So things are rolling. I've had some great guests.
Cool.
And I have a great scheduler who's booking me great guests. So it's amazing to see all these things in motion. And I actually have like more of a big announcement. Celebrity actress Alyssa Milano has agreed to join my community show this summer.
Nice. That's awesome, buddy. Congratulations on that. That's pretty slick. That's pretty cool. Your community show or your politics show?
My community show.
So, okay, but she's an activist, right? And are you going to talk about what she's doing?
Yeah, we're combining the community/political show in segments. So we're going to be talking to her about her work in the community and also about her activism work. For those of you that don't know, Alyssa Milano is a wonderful activist. She's an actress, more so known for the Disney Channel movies and a few other great.
Sure.
he just released a new movie this past winter during the holiday season, which I encourage everyone to check out on Netflix.
It's a holiday show she's got coming out.
It's a holiday movie that she made.
Oh, cool. Yeah. No, she also was Who's the Boss? That's the show everybody remembers Alyssa Milano from, I think, that are at least my age, not your age. You don't even remember Who's the Boss. But yeah, from my age, it was Who's the Boss when she was a little girl. And she was a trip. She was funny. So that's cool. How are you doing, though, buddy? How's everything going with you?
I'm doing well. Now that things are like fully reopened, things are in motion.
There's a sign on the front door at our place that said, vaccinated, no mask. Unvaccinated, mask. So that was new, and I was like, no mask, woo!
Yeah,
it was cool.
I went to Washington, D.C. The other day for the first year, and it was good to go back to a Nationals game for the first time in a year. It was good to see the vibe. They also had the rule saying if you're vaccinated, you don't have to wear a mask. And so we ended up going down to the Nationals game and then down to Washington Harbor. It was good to see the vibe. Washington Harbor, all the restaurants were busy. Everyone was back. And it was good to see the community back in action after a year of like going through this pandemic. I have to say it's so good to finally be back in person somewhere.
Right. All right. Well, that's awesome.
How
I
are you?
appreciate that. I'm doing great. I'm doing wonderful. Got lots of irons in the stove and irons in the fire, as it were, and just trying to make sure that I don't overwhelm myself with too much stuff. A lot of behind the scenes stuff going on, and so we've got lots of stuff happening. I'm about to get out there and get some get some revenue coming in for the station, and that's going to be important to continue on and getting the right equipment that we need and expanding into a couple other different areas of production, media production. Like we're going to start doing hopefully some serious sports coverage, but that may not happen till next year. But we've got to gear up for that now, huh?
Probably in the fall when high school sports.
Perhaps. I don't know. We'll see. We're going to try. We're working hard, and we're going to start getting fast and furious on it. What?
But that's nice that you have a great one for the fall. And to all those Caps fans out there, I'm sorry. I feel for you. Like it was definitely heartbreaking to see us lose that last game. It was.
And you know what? The thing that doesn't anger me but disappoints me is that the Caps all regular season could score at will. They could score whenever they wanted to score, and then in the playoffs they get all nervous or something. Or they try a different game plan because they think that the other team has figured them out or something, so they're going to try something new. Don't try. Just keep doing what you've been doing.
And they made a stupid decision the other night. I'm sure you saw that call where it was a clear goal, and the coach of the Caps said, "Nope, I'm not challenging it."
I don't know. I don't know, man. I don't know. I don't get it.
I mean, things are in motion on my end. I have 3 great shows. The Politics Hour is every Monday at 8 p.m. We're going to have an elected official or candidate on. And then Wednesdays is my community hour where I interview folks in the community. And then weekends is my sports palooza show where I have all these special guests on to talk all things sports related. We just had a great show last week on the sports show where I'm sure you probably saw the news of Tim Tebow signing that 1-year deal with the Jacks. And not only that, but it's funny because now all these former NFL players are starting to come back and play tight end instead of quarterback or receiver. And it's like, wow, it's a trend going on.
Yeah, well, we'll see. I mean, I don't know what kind of blocker he'll be. I have no doubt that he'll be able to run routes and catch passes. But I'm like going, Tim Tebow, a blocker? I don't know about that. Well, so that's the only thing I'm thinking about. I'm thinking about him as a blocker. I'm like, I don't know.
Well, they also have Tyler Eifert too as their.
Well, of course, they have other tight ends that are, but that's what tight ends come through the system learning to be blockers. Also, you know what I mean? Tim Tebow is a quarterback, and he of course can run the ball, and he could have, but he he has never been a tight end. So the blocking, learning the blocking stances and all, and of course that's what they're probably working on him now with, how to block and how to move your feet, and that's such a key thing about blocking is moving your feet correctly. Because if you don't, the other guy, the defensive lineman, he knows where if your feet in a certain place, he knows where to push on your body to get you off balance. So it's very technical on the line, and people don't realize, they just think it's a bunch of big oofy guys running into each other. There's a lot of technical parts of blocking and setting yourself up to take a block. And anyway, there's so much more to it. And so that's the part about Tim Tebow that I'm going,
Well, we all remember him from the early days when he back, and then of course he played baseball as well. So we'll see. I mean, look,
he's an athlete. You know what I mean? He's an all-around athlete. I'm sure he plays good basketball. I'm sure he plays other sports also. You know,
I got into a disagreement with one of my co-hosts about this, and I told him, "Hey, look, I'm not sold on Tim Tebow. We'll see what happens in the first few games, because maybe he may be good, he may not be good. We have to see what the legs can do." Like
sure.
A thing. So I want to mention on my community show the other night, I actually interviewed one of your good friends from Loudon Now, or the Loudon newspaper, Jessica Monte. She came on my show and she said it actually feels good that she's on the other end and not interviewing folks.
Right. That's cool.
So yeah, things are in motion. We have some great shows, and I'm excited about the next few weeks. I am thrilled that Alyssa Milano actually agreed to join my show.
Yeah, I hope that stays the same, and I hope that stays true, and that she'll be on. That's great, because she's probably so busy. Probably things happen, and I mean that kind of stuff goes on.
And if folks, if you're interested in joining one of my 3 shows, just email me, and I'll go on the show. I've actually gotten used to StreamYard now. I bought the StreamYard Premium account, so now I can do things that. The cool part about StreamYard is I love the countdown option. It's a really cool option.
Yeah, I know you do. I saw it. By the way, there it is. There's Tora Arsala's Gmail account.
Great. Well, thank you, Lee, for having me, and best.
I love having you, buddy. You will always be a part of MoreJoy. No question about it, my friend. No question about it. In fact, I'm gonna take credit for all the shows that you do yourself, because under my tutelage, you've been able to create wonderful shows.
A talk show microphone too.
Nice. When did you do that?
Just the other day. I got one from Walmart.
Very nice. I hope it sounds good.
Yeah, I mean, it's gonna be great. I mean, when I get plugged into my new place, I'll be doing my shows more so from there and not my current place.
Like I said, when you get in your new place, give me a call and I'll come over and help you set up a nice little studio in the corner somewhere, so you have a place that has got good lighting and has good acoustics, and you'll be set, man. You'll have a wonderful little place to have your show. And I think you'll see a big difference. And we'll set you up with a camera that's steady, that you're not holding and moving around all over the place. Mm-hmm. And it won't freak people out. Think that why is it moving around? It's weird.
Yeah, and
we'll get you all set up.
One thing I've noticed by StreamYard is there are certain folks that don't understand the logic of actually that it is a video chat and there is no phone option. I don't know if you saw my show the other day, but I interviewed a couple of missionaries.
No, I didn't see that.
They came on to talk about their work in the community. And then my first inaugural show was last week, I believe. It was with the owner of 29 John K. Wood, who came on.
John K. Wood, good. Yeah.
And it was nice to see a good. My show last night actually got 30 likes. So I was like, wow, everybody loves puppeteering, apparently.
Well, she's probably posted what she's doing, and everybody who follows her probably tuned in. That's great. That's good stuff. That's exactly how you get that going there, Tora. But you got lots of friends, man. So I'm sure there's lots of people who want to tune in to see what the mighty Tora Arsala is up to and what he's doing. So
I give kudos to my Sports Maniacs co-host Derek Welsh.
Mm-hmm.
And I meet periodically to talk about programming, as to what we want to talk about in the sports show, and he's been great. We had an NFL draft analysis show a couple weeks ago, and we are planning to do something for the Olympics, like a watch party,
Mm-hmm.
and also the NBA draft that's coming up in a couple weeks. So it's going to be exciting. We are in talks with a couple of folks we know, like athletes, and also just general sports related folks. My
Mm-hmm.
last week, it was the majority of the show last week that I had was actually my family that came on to talk about sports. It was all my cousins that came on.
Nice.
One of them was actually a high school football player who came on and talked about high school sports. Yeah, well, Lee,
that's cool.
Thank you for everything you're doing, and keep up.
Yeah, man.
For having me.
All right, man. No problem at all. That's about time for us to wrap it up. Thank you for helping me wrap it up, Tora. It's time for the show to be over. Tora, thank you, buddy. We'll have you on, of course, occasionally and always. And always a pleasure having you on, buddy.
All right, have a great day.
All right, you too. There he goes, ladies and gentlemen, Tora Arsala. He is the man, the master volunteer of Northern Virginia. That's the end of Be Encouraged. We're over time a little bit. That's okay. Take care, everybody. Have a blessed day. Make sure you comment, not necessarily comment, but like and share. That's over here, actually. There you go. Like and share. You can't see anything over here until after the show's over and when you watch it back. But until then, like and share, folks. There it is. And I appreciate that. That helps us a lot with our programming and knowing what people are liking and what people are sharing with other people. Thank you very much. Take care, and God bless you.